Some may make a joke, well, it's Harry's turn. He opens gyms and saunas. But I dare to remind that in the UK, members of the royal family and supermarkets open if. Of course, these supermarkets carry a social load, implement discount programs for the poor, or open in a godforsaken town. So in general, the prince is not used to it. He once planted flowers near such a supermarket. Nothing cracked and blue blood did not curdle. Although, of course, he's more used to it like this, of course. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's PR visit to San Diego for the opening of the Warrior Fitness Program West Coast facility, a gym and rehabilitation center built by the Navy SEAL Foundation for Navy veterans and active duty military personnel, is another matter entirely. The Sussexes' presence at this event is clearly organized by the Sussexes. PR team and only needed by the Sussexes themselves for image and another dose of attention. Well, Meghan Markle obviously enjoyed her role, but Prince Harry looked lost, so much so that Meghan almost had to lead him by the hand to their assigned place at the red ribbon, and then he hid behind his wife's back. Too bad Meghan doesn't have the height or body count for a full-fledged hiding place. Body language expert Judy James noted that Meghan Markle smiled incessantly as she chatted amicably with members of the foundation, while Harry stood off to the side, at times looking anxious and trying to dodge the attention. Ms. James also said in her comment to the Daily Express that the Duke of Sussex's behavior shows a stark contrast between him and Meghan, who has apparently been in charge throughout the event. Meghan seems to be making it look like a solo performance, walking ahead of Harry and posing directly in the spotlight rather than standing next to him, using what looks more like overcompensating rituals, emitting radiant smiles and signals of enthusiasm that seem to cover up the fact that Harry looks more subdued and anxious. The body language expert states that Harry showed clear signs of anxiety by using his hands as a barrier and mostly, when listening to formal speeches, tended to stay behind Meghan as if hiding behind her. When Meghan steps forward, he shows for signals of anxiety his hands make a pig gesture, holding up his jacket, allowing his hands to become a barrier. Then, left alone for a while, he looks around to find his mistress, then he rubs his hands together nervously, and finally, he hides behind Meghan, pressing his lips together. The Examiner also noticed that Meghan took the liberty of leading Harry to the designated spot by placing her hand on his back and beckoning him to stand beside her. There's an eloquent moment where we see an echo of the maternal gestures Meghan also used towards Harry during the event with Kevin Costner. Harry is actually talking to a representative of the foundation at this point, but Meghan turns around and reaches out to touch his back to interrupt and nudge him forward in a very public and obscene manner. This and her opposite Harry's energy level seems to make her the main one here, making this seem like her event rather than his. Once you've watched this far, quick subscribe and like.